Bitcoin has been more indecisive than your psycho ex-girlfriend or boyfriend from college that you probably just kept going back to, even though you knew it was wrong. But honestly, Bitcoin is still just chopping sideways no matter what kind of narrative we try to come up for it at the moment. We're going to take a look at that chart. Ethereum, Shib, AVAX, a whole lot of charts and a whole lot of news today, right now. Let's go.
Let's go.
What is up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. What is up, Wolf Pack? How y'all doing? Before we get started, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I'm just going to have you use your middle finger to hit that like button, but back and forth from the left one to the right one. You can use your second finger too. I don't care. I don't really care which finger you use. Honestly, just want you to hit the like button. Saw a few people already over here saying, hey, why stream same time as banter? Divide your audience, brother. That's good feedback. Actually, when we decided to do 9:30, banter was at 9 or 10. That's why we did 9:30. I didn't even realize that they had switched. But the good news is you can always watch us after the fact, right? Go watch one of us live. Go watch a recorded show. Watch one of us live. Go watch a recorded show. So yeah, guys, I'm a bit tired today. Be honest, up all night with a sick kid. Good times, good times. But here we are back again. It's been since Wednesday, and Bitcoin's basically doing the same thing as like the last few times we looked at it, right? Not that much happening at the moment, but we will dig in and see. First mover, Asia. Bitcoin continues drift below 60K, although it pumped a little bit this morning as investors eye shoppers' inflation response. In other words, will all that money printing that's going burr make people buy a whole lot of stuff? And of course, Biden Fed chair pick. We'll talk about that in a little while because he did make his pick this morning. But I think for me right now, the biggest story of the day, obviously, El Salvador to create Bitcoin City, use 500 million of planned billion bond offering to buy more crypto. Crazy. The issuance of the tokenized bond, which was developed by Blockstream, will be processed by Bitfinex. So listen, we've seen like MicroStrategy obviously raise a bond to buy more Bitcoin. So they're raising $1 billion here in debt, a country raising debt to buy $500 million worth of Bitcoin and to invest $500 more into infrastructure in this Bitcoin city. If you guys have not read this story, it's absolutely amazing, incredible, bananas. The city is going to be shaped like a circle, like a coin, which is pretty awesome when you think about it. It's going to have everything, and it's all going to be Bitcoin based. And there's going to be there will be a VAT, value add tax, but there will not be any sales tax, property tax, income tax, anything in Bitcoin City. And it's going to be right in Gulf of Fonseca near a volcano. And they're going to spend a lot of that money to build that mining plant there. Bitcoin City. Would you live in Bitcoin City? Deep Sea says he's going to live in Bitcoin City. Yeah. Anyone else? Who else here would live in Bitcoin City? Someone asked, did I change camera? Yeah, I changed my lens. Got a little less depth of field there. A little more blur in the back. Blur to go with the burr. Blur to go with the burr. But yeah, so El Salvador continuing to go all in. Listen, raising a bond to buy Bitcoin. It's risky, but Blockstream, if you guys don't know, Chief Strategy Officer Samson Mao from Blockstream, who I've had on the podcast before, he basically broke it down right here. $1 billion in tokenized bond will be 10-year US dollar denominated and pay 6.5% initially. I would buy that bond. Get 6.5%. Following a lockup period of 5 years, El Salvador will start to sell its cryptocurrency holdings, yikes, and pay an added dividend to bondholders, 146% annual percentage yield after the 10 years have lapsed, assuming, of course, that Bitcoin continues to go up. I want to know, guys, you're going to live in Bitcoin City? What's up? Yeah, see people I would visit. I think I'd visit. I don't think I'd move there. Yeah, so you guys would live in Bitcoin City. A lot of visitors anywhere but here. Hey, let's go Bitcoin City. So listen, El Salvador continue to absolutely go all in. I don't think that we're going to see other countries adopt Bitcoin at this level, but we're getting an incredible roadmap here showing us what can be done. So maybe if they're successful, we can see lesser versions of this in other countries. Either way, you gotta love it. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin chart. First of all, this is the CME futures chart. CME futures chart. I am not a gap maximalist, but it was interesting, obviously, that Bitcoin opened here, right around 59,135 on CME futures, which gave a gap from the close the other day was 57,940. You can't see the gap now, obviously, but the gap was here from here to here, right? And that immediately filled at the open. So that gap is filled. If that narrative was a thing for you, have no fear. Gap is filled. Now, looking at the weekly chart, I don't know, man. Not that great. Not that great. I know everyone's excited that it pumped a little bit this morning, and maybe it's reversing. I don't personally think that if you had to place your bets right now, I don't think up would be more likely than down, but that's the beauty of not knowing the future. It can make you look dumb every single time. You can see that basically we got rejected at the previous all-time high here on the weekly. Did close above, but, pulled this ugly weekly candle. This candle was bearish engulfing of 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of price action in 1 week. Right? Closed all the way down here, lower than the opens of all 4 of those candles, and almost even lower than the wick of this candle right here. After all this movement up, you know that I've been talking about 53K screaming for a retest, right? Anytime you see a major level broken, that was a higher high right here at 52,944. You want to see it retested as support so that price can continue up with confirmation. Maybe we get something like this, right? Look at this weekly candle. This certainly does not have to happen. But if you see here, right, after some sustained uptrend, we had this weekly candle right down. That was rejected at that level. Kind of a, doji sort of spinning top, whatever you want to call it there. Another down candle and then up. Oh, this looks very similar to me. Not the up candle, but this candle right here looks very similar. Maybe we get something like that coming back down to test 53K. As you can see here, still holding this support. We still do have this bullish SFP on the daily at 56,425. But the real story here is that the MA50 on the daily has been broken and retested perfectly twice in a row as resistance. So you really, if you're a bull and you're an MA trader, you want to be back above that around 60,403 at the moment. You can see that 53K-ish level right here. This candle didn't exist on every exchange, just Bitstamp. So has not generally been retested on most exchanges. Here we have the 4-hour, as you can see, once again, and these are weak patterns. We've seen them fail over and over again, but we have kind of an inverse head and shoulders forming here. The neckline would be this line. Either way, 1, 2, basically 3, almost 4 touches on this resistance, this blue descending resistance. No matter what pattern you draw, that is a very key level. I would get a little more bullish if we saw that broken. And of course, RSI on the 4-hour. Oversold. No bullish divergence yet, but any break below here, look how far RSI has traveled, much further than price, right? Much further than price. So if we get a dip, we get one of these, it's very likely that we'll make a higher low on RSI and get that bullish divergence I've been looking for. That would be a break below 55,909 and then a move back up. But you can see on the 6-hour, actually, it's only at 56,449 because of the candle close at a different time. We almost got it here. So any drop in price here, probably get a bullish divergence. It's even there, potentially a drop lower than here on the 12-hour would probably give us bullish divergence, and even the daily it's in play. So I think that maybe we get a little bit more drop, get that bullish divergence I've been dying for, and then we'll see. Looking at ETH, had this breakout. That's not even a valid channel. That was an idea we drew last week, but you can see ETH still chopping around in the top half of this trading range against Bitcoin, and same thing on the USD pair, not seeing much there. Biden reappoints Jerome Powell as Fed chairman at a critical time for the economy.
Oh, no. We suck again.
Yeah. Oh, no. We suck again. Went with the status quo. Why? First of all, whoever they appointed, it was going to be the same thing. This is what we're going to get, right? A whole lot of this. In the club, absolutely making it rain, just throwing dollar bills, y'all. But yeah, Biden reappoints Jerome Powell, went with the status quo. He said, hey, man, this guy's really good at money printing. And he's really good at making sure that stocks can't go down. And he's really awesome at, just providing that stability we need. So let's just go with Jerome Powell. But the reality is, guys, that whoever is appointed, they're going to print money because it's the only thing they can do. It's a trap. Both parties suck at monetary and fiscal policy, and it's more of the same regardless who we get. But yeah, y'all, I mean, this is it, right? Just absolutely automatic machine gun of cash. Absolute automatic machine gun of cash. People are, yes, I see people are saying that that Banter's current live stream is saying to exit ETH. Do we reallocate out of ETH? I'm not concerned. I think that's actually like the more negative. I'm not saying I disagree, but the more negative people start to get about ETH here, probably the more of it I'll buy. Because I don't think that people are generally smart and they like to do what they're told. So I'm assuming that a lot of that ETH news is coming off the back of Three Arrows Capital. Suzu, is that his name? Saying basically he's given up on ETH, that other ones are better. But I don't believe developers are giving up on ETH, and I don't believe institutions have given up on ETH, and I don't believe that ETH 2.0 is going to be stopped. So I'm pretty bullish on ETH still, not particularly concerned myself. Your name is gas fee fees, and you're making a comment about gas fees. Exiting ETH will cost more in gas fees than it will lose. Yeah. Do not do what I tell you. Just a thing. I'm just saying whatever. You defend Dems' actions a lot. I don't like either party. I don't care. And if you think that, I'm just curious if anyone else believed what I just did was a defense, or if maybe Firm over here doesn't understand sarcasm. Seems like maybe you need to understand that being sarcastic. I think this is a trash move and that they all suck. Crypto lender Celsius Network invests $300 million in North American Bitcoin mining operations. Report. The investment was made to expand its Bitcoin mining hash rate and power capacity in North America. CEO Alex Mashinsky says, now I believe they're up to $500 million. Yeah, total investment just this year in mining. We're seeing a lot of, even Fidelity has a huge mining operation, right? Even Fidelity has a huge mining operation. This is where the money's at. Everybody understanding that it's left China, and this is a huge place to invest. But this really firms up a lot of your core. I spoke to Mashinsky actually on my podcast about this, and he was basically like, hey, we're just going to make it ourselves, right? Like we got to be offering and cussing and working with Bitcoin. We might as well be mining it and have our own vault, basically, right? So here's the Celsius token not doing anything. Still has this bullish SFP, though, on the all-time low here on the USD pair, at least the all-time low on FTX. So it's probably not the all-time low. Anything above $3.83 still looking good to me. In shocking news, Shiba Inu slips in Coinbase volume rankings after topping the list for 2 weeks. The frenzy's over for now. Doesn't mean it won't come back. I lost a little money on Shib. You know, I took my shot, shot my shot. Wasn't the time. Shit happens. But yeah, it seems that Shib frenzy is over, at least for now. Doesn't mean it cannot be renewed very quickly, but very interesting here to see the decrease in volume. Clearly, retail's losing interest. Yeah, still though, I don't see anything wrong with the chart. It ain't great, but it ain't terrible. Clearly just chopping sideways, ranging, not much to see here. I don't really see a reason to exit. So I shouldn't say I lost money. I should say I'm losing money. Don't really see a reason to exit. Don't really see a reason to enter. Very uninspiring, but clearly this breakout, even though this is a confirmed channel, up, down, breakout on increased volume, not so exciting. Not so exciting. So here we go. Keep going. Yeah, as Slugworth said, Shib happens. Shib happens all the time, guys. Shib happens. Here we go. Moving on. Square unveils white paper for decentralized protocol that lets you exchange Bitcoin, fiat, and more. Now, so listen, we knew this was their TBD project. Very secretive. Very secretive. They were very secretive. But yeah, it's going to be a DEX, right? Going to let you exchange Bitcoin, fiat, and more. I'm very curious what this and more is. If you're wondering how it looks, then have fun trying to figure this out right here. But here you go. So it's a decentralized exchange for Bitcoin. There's an 18-page white paper. You can see that right here. Right? It's called the TBDEX liquidity protocol. Here you go. Here's what they said. Facilitates decentralized networks of exchange between assets by providing a framework for establishing social trust, utilizing decentralized identity and verifiable credentials to establish the provenance of identity in the real world. Pretty awesome to see a company as big as Square. Jack Dorsey obviously is a Giga Chad of epic proportions, going all in on decentralization, which arguably is bad for a centralized company. This is what we're going to be seeing in the future, right? Everybody moving towards governments, DAOs, DEXs, all things are going to be crypto. Citadel founder Kenneth Griffin beat crypto group in U.S. Constitution copy auction report. Hey, I threw some money into Constitution, Dal. I was like, I want to own that Constitution, bruh. Didn't get it. It was supposed to be $15 to $20 million. Citadel founder and CEO Kenneth Griffin, who's been nothing but bad press lately, paid 43.2. A lot of people are like, man, he just did that to troll the Constitution DAO, bro. But as usual, the cryptocurrency has attempted to make this about themselves when in reality, it probably has nothing to do with you. I don't think that Kenneth Griffin cares about Constitution DAO. Dude probably just wanted to own that copy of the Constitution and pay whatever, and we basically bid him up. So good job by us. Good job by us. We made him pay basically double what he would have. And we all know, listen, that Kenneth Griffin's a hoe. Nobody likes this dude. And he's just upping the ante on his lack of likability. And I guess the question then becomes now, and it will be interesting to see what becomes of Constitution DAO. You know, you raise all this money, everybody gets together, sure, they're going to buy the Constitution, and now a bunch of us just have, like $40 million laying around, and got to decide what to do with it. Maybe a political action committee. Ryan Selkis, 2-bit idiot on Twitter, CEO of Masari, he said, hey, man, let's use this. Let's become lobbyists. Let's lobby that shit. Let's lobby it. And so maybe that's what'll happen. But this is an interesting use case and test for a DAO, right? Because a whole lot of money was raised for one purpose, and then we all had fun staying poor. If by poor you mean not owning the Constitution. Oh, this is Rusty's right. Let's go after the Magna Carta. Yeah, I think we got to go after that. Declaration of Independence. I don't know what I said, but yeah, hoes got to eat too. But yeah, so we got played. Ken Griffin played us. Nobody likes him. Like I said, Ken Griffin, you're a hoe. Be gone. Macy's launches parade-inspired NFT collection for charity. That doesn't say charity. It says charity. But you will respect my authority and you will donate to charity. Storied U.S. department store Macy's announced on Friday that it has launched a series of NFTs based on the theme of its iconic Thanksgiving Day parade balloons, with the proceeds going to Make-A-Wish Foundation charity. Like I said, there's a charity. This is great. You want to see that. That's what we want to see. We want the things going to charity. Here's the details. Auction for a set of 10 unique collectibles based on parade balloons throughout the decades. The auctions for these began at midnight. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Are any of you I don't, this is cool. Make a wish. It's amazing to see this mainstream adoption of NFTs, but like, I didn't even like the Thanksgiving Day parade when I was a kid. I thought the balloons were too big and creepy. And frankly, it seems cold outside. So y'all have fun buying those if you want. Avalanche crypto top Shiba Inu value. Oops. After Deloitte deal. AVAX token market cap briefly enters crypto's top 10. Private token sale development fund help boost price. Lot going on for AVAX. I've been talking about them forever. Listen, I told you guys, my strategy 6 months ago-ish was just buy all the layer ones, right? I don't care if there's an Ethereum killer or not. I think that each one will find its use case. They'll be interoperable, and we'll go into a multi-chain future, right into the sunset in a blissful multi-chain future where we don't have to just talk about gas fees on Ethereum. But listen, they've raised an absolute butt ton of money, if a butt ton is a thing. And they did this huge deal with Deloitte and Touche to build more efficient disaster relief platforms. During this whole correction, Avalanche ecosystem has just absolutely boomed. Let's take a look at the chart, but we've been in this forever, right? You can see all the entries that we've had over, like, just higher highs, higher lows. But we started really in the newsletter, at least, scaling in around $30. And no reason to stop now. Nothing but bullish retest after bullish retest. I would say that this is one of the clearer buy the dip assets. Hey, just draw a bunch of lines. These are all the areas we topped, right? Those are areas of interest. Really easy. I would keep buying. Listen, everything in the ecosystem has been absolutely booming and in the face of bearishness, or at least sideways chop on Bitcoin. Crypto is not going away soon. Australian finance minister. Yeah, stating the obvious. Just because you say it's not or that it is doesn't have any effect. We all know that Bitcoin, crypto are going nowhere. Australia's financial services minister, Jane Hume, has said that cryptocurrency is no passing fad. Pardon me. But the government should not fear the industry. Yeah, obviously. Listen, governments are either going to get on the train or get left behind, or even worse, maybe they just get tied down to the tracks and they get run over. Getting run over is bad. But it's always nice, at least when they take a more positive tone and say, should not fear the industry, because there are governments that go, this thing's not going away and it's terrible. Let's regulate it, right? Nearly 1/3 of hedge fund managers plan to invest in crypto, Ernst & Young. Now, listen, if you had read this in a crypto publication, it would have, in a different publication, it would have said 70% of hedge funds have no intention of investing in crypto. That's like a glass half empty, man. That's what we saw last week. 1/3 of hedge, 66.6666666%. Nearly 1/3 of hedge fund managers plan to invest in crypto. To me, is extremely bullish, right? And 24% of alternative investors plan to add crypto to their portfolios. This is Ernst & Young. These are huge institutions, and 1/3 of them are looking to gain exposure in the next year or two. Pretty sweet if you guys axed me. Listen, guys, that's all I've got for you this morning. Crazy day, but I will be back at 1:30 p.m. And I don't know what we're going to look at yet. Might just look at the top 10 performing coins and see what's up with those. Last week we did Kristen and Victoria's coins. That was pretty sweet, but I think I will make the selections this week. Hope that you guys have been having a wonderful day, and we'll continue to have a wonderful day. And I will see you in about 3 hours and 40 minutes. People, see you then. Now I got to go over here and click on the thing, and here it goes. Peace.
That's dope.